I'm going to buy a new car. The question is, what do I get? Since I'm getting older, insurance is getting cheaper, and that never-ending want from a car guy to get something interesting, the Polo is finally going to go. I've loved the thing, it's been great, it's gave me no problems, and since it's had its ring up and Porsche wheels, it's quite a cool car. But I'm after something interesting, something you look at down the street and go, wow. I'm after a coupe, maybe a cabriolet. I want to have something fun in my life, which means whatever I do buy cannot be a hatchback. That's the one rule, no hatchbacks. But at the end of the day, I'm not made of money. I'm trying to buy something that's cool, interesting, has a bit of a following, but for about £1,500. And of course, being 18 years old, it needs to be insurable. All of those crazy V8 BMWs you see on Facebook Marketplace, they're out of the question. So somehow I've got to find something cheap, fast, reliable, interesting, and not a hatchback. I've not got a lot of options. So I'm going to do my best to scroll through Auto Trader, scroll through Marketplace, maybe even eBay, and if I'm really feeling disgusting and weird and like I want a car that's going to blow up, I might even go on Gumtree. Where do I start? Auto Trader. Go on, give me more options. What do I want? Let's specify it down a bit. Like I said, no hatchbacks. £1,500 budget, and realistically I want something that's going to be faster than my current car, about 140 horsepower. So I'm saying minimum 150. Anything below, get out of there. Okay, price £1,500. Actually, you know what? £2,000. Master Haggler Harvey here. I will get anything off as long as the other guy is kind, because I don't want to start getting shouted at because I've asked for £50 off his Audi. Here we go, the important one. Power. Minimum 150. 155 cars available. Let's go for it. Let's see what we've got. See, ideally as well, I want to stay away from modified cars. Oh, hello. Celica T-Sport. Let me give you a brief rundown of the Celica T-Sport. So of course you can get your bog standard VVT-i 140 brake, or you get the VVT Li, L standing for lift. Effectively, Honda's version of VTEC. Of course, at the time when this was coming out, Honda was also making the Civic and Integra Type Rs, which used a K20, 2 litre, 16 valve, twin cam VTEC, 8 and a bit thousand RPM. But of course, Toyota wanted a bit of that fun as well. So in their Corolla and their Celica, they did a very similar engine, a 1.8 with a lift. So it goes, bah, bah. That's what you want in your life, you want a bit of fun. And as well, it's Japanese, it's going to be reliable. However, look at the size of that spoiler. It's a car for hooligans. Do I want a hooligan's silly Toyota? See, I'm sorry, look at that red line. Over 8,000 RPM. I'm going from a diesel that can sort of get to 4 and it's done there, to 8. I'm literally doubling my RPM. Oh, hang on though, he has put project. See, I like the idea of something that has a couple of scratches, maybe a few things that need to change that are sort of easy on your driveway, but I do need something that I can drive straight away. If it's a project car, it's not going to do, and has no MOT. Sorry, Celica, you're very cool, but I did think that price was too good to be true when I saw you were a T-Sport for less than £2,000. On to the next. Oh, hello. E46, I like an E46, but a 320 Ci, so the 2.2 straight 6. At 18, there's not much else I want than a straight 6. However though, the cream leather and what I can only assume is fake wood steering wheel is quite old man spec. I need something that's still slightly youthful. I don't want to turn into an old man before I reach my 20s. But once again, being on BMW, it's a big jobbery. And I don't want to end up drifting round roundabouts and being that type of guy. And honestly, if I was going to buy a BMW, I'd probably get a 3 Series Compact. They're quite cool. I quite like them. I know I'm going to get loads of hate in the comments about one, but so what? Go at me. The Compact's cool. Come on, Harvey, open mind. I can find something serious. Well, that's £10,000, but I have now just thought about RX-8. It doesn't really stick with my whole ethos of reliable daily, or okay fuel economy or anything. However, I do quite like an RX-8. I get a rotary, I get 9,000 RPM, and I even get Rolls-Royce style double opening doors. And speaking of RX-8s, you scroll down and you see the perfect one. Blue, 238 horsepower, the one you want, and 65,000 miles, which for any other car would be, wow, 65k, it's brand new. For an RX-8, it's not millions of miles away from being at its end. Typically, I think they're like 80 to 100,000 when they start going a bit below a yuppie. So 65k may be a bit risky. However, it's blue, it's got heated seats. Oh, I do quite like it. Can I buy an RX-8? Maybe. That is going to go into my back burner. I'm going to make a list of 3, show it to some mates, see what they think. And that is going to be number 1. I've just found the perfect car. It's slightly out of budget, but it's not a hatchback. It is in Slough, and no one wants to go Slough. But what I found is a 2004 Cadillac Escalade. God, it's going to be like Midnight Club. It's already on like dub-style rims. It's got a column shifter. I can put it into drive by doing that. Can't really afford it though, so that's out of the question. You know what car I do quite like? BMW Z3. Everyone always forgets about them. No one ever mentions a Z3. Issue is though, where they used to be quite cheap, they have started to go up in price. I mean, all the ones I'm looking at, 2.5 grand, 2.5 grand, 3 grand. 1795, that's more me. It's a 1.9, however there's 2 1.9s. The one you want is that proper twin cam. It's an R-Edge, so it's a pre-facelift, which I think means they only came with a 1.9 16 valve. So this is interesting. Red leather, I like it. Oh, electric seats as well, so I can go buzz, buzz. And most importantly, it's a manual, because the automatics in these were, well, they were terrible. No one ever wants an automatic Z3. Oh, hello. Alright, it's in the light blue that like the old James Bond one had, you know, the Pierce Brosnan one. He had a Z3 for some reason. The important thing with this one is a 2 litre, which is a straight 6. Admittedly, a very small, underpowered 150 horsepower straight 6, but I still get straight 6 sounds. So, and for 1,500 quid, a wide body 6-cylinder Z3, that's option 2. I really like that. I could look harder for one, but 1,500 quid, it's only been up for a few days as well. Option 3. Go on, let me have a look at an Audi TT again. I really like an Audi TT. And instantly, this has caught my eye. So 225, the only one I'm going to get, and it's green. See, I do kind of want a colour. My old 1992 Polo, it was bright red. I love the thing, because it's red, it's a colour. This is a dark green, admittedly, but at least it's a colour. We've got the half Alcantara seats, which they're quite cool. I quite like them. I prefer the all leather, and they are just black, which is a bit boring. But most importantly, it's green. It's got a nice wheels, like I believe they're the Quattro Sport wheels. However, mileage is 170,000. If it's got service history, if it's had work, if it's been looked after, happy days. If it's got some stupid big ram air filter on it and a straight through exhaust, you know it's been ragged for all of those 170. Oh, you love to see it. An original Audi stereo, even with a cassette tape. I'm going to save it, but I'm going to look for one other. I like the idea, it looks nice, but it seems too good to be true. And as well, can I manage to get £300 off a £1,800 car? Have I got those bargaining skills? Time will tell. What about this? It's an X-Reg, so it's quite an early TT. It's been debadged, which I don't like. It has also got a dent on the wing, which once again, it's not a major thing, I can fix it. But it's got the 18-inch wheels. It has got, yeah, that's right, stupid, they're like 3D plates. They're not sticky, sharp ones, but they're not for me. However, it's £1,750. So not only is it going to be easier to bargain, but it's also in the same town that I live in. So, happy days. Sounds pretty good. Only thing the car needs is a driver's sole wing. Open to offers. And it's where I live. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to see it, right? It's not like I've got far to go. You know what? That's option 3. So now it's just time to see what my friends think of these. I mean, I've got one to go to who's mechanically minded and can tell me if it's going to be a bag of poo in the future. And then the other two, well, one owns a TT and one loves a Z3. So I can imagine which ones they're going to like. The RX-8.
Hello.
Hello, mate. You alright?
Hello. Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Looking beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you.
Up and go, right?
Up and go, what?
I'll be you curly headed, yeah. How are you? As you know, then I'm trying to buy a car this weekend, yeah.
Yep.
I don't want a hatchback anymore. I want something a bit joie de vivre. Do you want to see some options I found? And I want your honest opinion. I don't want you to lie to me.
I'm very ready.
Alright, go on number 1.
I'm intrigued to see these cars, you know.
Yeah, they're quite good. They're quite good.
Ooh.
Alright,
Okay.
number 1, a Mazda RX-8.
Number 1. Awful. It looks like a shitter version of NX5.
Shut up. No, it does not. Also, it revs 10.9. It revs 10.9,000 RPM.
240 horsepower is quite good.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. Is the RX-8 no?
Right. No.
Alright, fine.
Wow, that RX-8 sure is jolly.
You not a fan of the RX-8?
No, I like it.
Really? I don't think you'd like an RX-8.
I do like an RX-8, they just blow up.
Yeah, and it's only done 65,000 miles, which is known to be sort of close to blowing up time.
No. No
Just
way.
no?
No.
Why?
This,
Nine.
It's a wannabe Rolls Royce, let's be honest.
What, because it's got the cool fancy doors?
Yeah.
Yeah, but 9,000 RPM.
No, mate.
Okay, fine.
I've been there.
Why do you know?
Japanese cars are shit, they'll wear it down.
Yeah, but your Japanese car had 120 horsepower.
And that is a rotary engine 1.3, which will blow up.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Z3.
Right, don't mind these.
Hang on, and not just any Z3, that's a Z3 straight 6. 2 litre straight 6.
I don't mind these because you can easily supercharge them.
Yep,
and
super.
they do sound absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a 6-cylinder. 6 cylinders.
It's a proper bimmer,
Yeah,
unlike mine.
admitted.
Now, Harvey, you know I like a Z3.
Z3.
Okay.
But not just any Z3, that is a straight 6 cylinders
Ooh,
in a Z3.
Okay.
It's only 150 horsepower.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
Only 150.
A little bit lower on the horsepower.
Little.
Right, number 3. Oh, yes.
The one that I know you'll like, the TT.
Oh, yes.
And it's a
Yeah,
225, so it's 225 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, the
Four
bollocks.
drive. Yeah,
Yep.
nah, I think number 3, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit boring though. Titty.
Oh, titty.
Audi
So
titty.
quick. And if you have a TTS, titties. Brilliant.
If you have a TTRS, titty arse.
Yeah, you can have a bit of both then, can't you? I think they're quality cars, like you said before, 225 brake.
4x4, I can go off-roading.
Road, anywhere you want,
I can
any
go
day of the
anywhere.
car.
And 150 miles an hour.
225 ponies sitting under the bonnet,
Pony.
can't go wrong. And it's made by the Germans, so we all know what Germans are like. Good at building stuff, showers, everything.
The TT's where it shines.
TT. That's what Toby said.
The TT is nice.
I think the TT's a bit boring though. It's a bit too good on paper. Then again though, 225 horsepower. And with my 3 dickhead mates putting in their opinions, I now had to make a decision of which car to buy. Okay, you join me on day 2 of Harvey's car buying adventures. It's a freezing cold morning, which means my car will it's frozen solid. So chances are of this actually opening up are quite unlikely. One thing I will not miss from going diesel to petrol is, well, obviously I'll lose the MPG, going from about 60 on average to 30s in the best. But sort of cold mornings like this, when you have to wait for your glow plugs to warm up, and then of course have ice on the inside and everywhere, and it's going to take another 10 minutes for it to clear, I'm not going to miss that, not one bit. So you're probably thinking, what car am I going to go see today? Well, there was a few options. Obviously the RX-8, the Z3 and the TT. Now, I messaged all of them last night to say, anything wrong with the car? Is it worth coming to see tomorrow? I'm not going to tell you which one said what, but one of the cars was extremely broken. One of the cars had already been sold, so that just leaves me with one, which I'm going to go see in about 30 minutes. And yes, I'm not wearing a watch. It's a TT. And this silver TT looked pretty good. Mostly, it was a clean car. A few marks, a few little things to change, and underneath no rust. But taking it for a test drive revealed the true colours. So, the TT. I wanted to love it. It had a few little niggly bits, like the electric window didn't go down when you opened the door. A few marks, a few scratches. However, even though that BAM 225 engine was absolutely perfect, four-wheel drive didn't work. Of course, they're a Haldex, so front-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive will kick in when you start slipping, but no, nothing. And that is a major, major fix, as in thousands of pounds, and obviously no one wants to buy a car that doesn't have that. Then traction control didn't work, and other little bits have just put me off it. Maybe the price was too good to be true, maybe it was just a bad example, but we've got to find another car. And I decided to send a message to that green TT that we saw earlier. Okay, you join me on another cold morning. It's -1 degrees. Of course, I'm completely steamed up, and I'm off to see another TT. After a good look through Marketplace, or eBay, Auto Trader, even a little look on Gumtree, that green TT. I gave the guy a call. The car all seemed well. It had a few issues that you'd expect of a car of that age, and a few sort of common issues with TTs, but in general, it sounded a hell of a lot better than the one I saw yesterday, that silver one. And that silver TT was only about a 5-minute drive down the road, so the fact that it was broken and I didn't get it wasn't a massive issue. This green one is 2 hours away. So please just have working four-wheel drive and a strong turbo. We can only hope. And this green one, it was looking good. It ticked all the boxes. Had a few little marks that could be sorted out, but it was a nice car. The question is, am I going to buy it? So then, did I just buy that TT? I mean, it was perfect. Lovely colour, beautiful interior, 170,000 miles, which I find quite cool, and stacks of paperwork just to make it that more enticing. The only thing is though, the car was up for sale for £1,800. I don't have £1,800 to spend. I mean, the whole title of this video is £1,500 sports car challenge. But I'm glad to say, after a bit of haggling, I managed to get an Audi TT. So yeah, here it is. I'm quite happy with my purchase. I didn't get it for £1,500. I had to overspend a little bit, £1,650. Still £150 off the asking price, and honestly, I felt bad haggling a man down to even that. It's absolutely mint. It's done 170,000 miles, but the last owner before him had it for 17 years. It's got folders of paperwork. It's got the original tax disc holder. That shows just love and dedication. It's got the warning triangle. It's got the med kit. Admittedly, the med kit, it's from a Vauxhall. I'm not going to question why it's from a Vauxhall because, well, I would not spend £1,650 on a Vauxhall. I've bought an Audi. But I mean, this thing, it's really quite cool. It's the essence of 2000s. It's an early TT, so I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's got the pre-BAM engine. So it's still a 225, but it's called an APX. So you've not got variable valve timing. And I know I've read loads of forums. Some people say they're stronger. Some people then insult those people. Who really knows the true answer? But I can't think of a better car for this money. Genuinely, for that money, there's not something else you can get with four-wheel drive, a 6-speed turbo. It will do 150 miles an hour. It's got heated seats, everything you want. And the amount of potential this thing has, I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Oh, what a nice place to be. It's It's aged so well. The Audi TT, the Mark 1 especially, has aged gracefully. I mean, this interior is absolutely perfect. Like I mentioned, 170,000 miles. The bolsters are still intact. The gear knob must have been changed at some point because it's got nowhere at all. Oh, I can't believe what I've bought. It's weird to say out loud. I own an Audi TT. And yes, this car is now 25 years old, but the features it has is outrageous. So you get all electric climate control, you get a little MPG screen that comes on and tells you loads of numbers, you get xenon headlights, Bose, I repeat, Bose speakers, 6-speed manual, traction control, heated rear window, and the best feature of all, possibly my favourite feature about the original Audi TT is these heated seat buttons. Name another car in the comments which has better heated seat buttons than this. Are you ready for this? Pops out. Oh, okay. Turn the dial around. And how many options do we got? 4. Okay, that's already quite a lot for a normal car. 5. No, I'm still not warm enough. Let's go for option 6. I mean, it's a very weird situation because you've still got 2 buttons missing. But you've got 6. Audi, I don't get it, but best heated seat button in any car. Now, as a practical car compared to my Volkswagen Polo, the TT does fall short, and I mean really short. I'm going to attempt to get into the back seats. This car is officially a 2+2, it's a 4-seater. However, I'm not a big man, I'm about 5'8" and I'm not exactly full of muscle. However, that's my driving position, a 5'8" man's driving position. Yes, I am in Air Max 95s, but okay, I'm in. My feet can't move and I don't have any headroom. See, the issue is where your head does rest as well. If you are over 3'4", it does touch the top of the rear window. So I can imagine if you close it hard enough, your head will go straight through. But let's try and close this. No, my leg can't go there. Okay, I'm in. I've never been more claustrophobic in my life. As Gemma Collins says, I'm claustrophobic, Darren. I genuinely can't move. How do I approach this? Do I go arse first? Yeah, arse first.
Now, as with all 25-year-old cars for less than £10,000, it's far from perfect. All these TTs suffer from dodgy dials where the bottom of a fuel tank's actually about halfway and all the screen's gone funny. There's some bits of lack appeal here and there, and most importantly, Christ, is that a tape deck?
And of course, I can't speak about this car, a 225 horsepower Audi TT, without mentioning the engine. Admittedly, the cool Audi 5-valve turbo engine cover's gone, but that is the legendary 225 horsepower, 1.8 litre, 20-valve turbo. Most people think these are a 5-cylinder. Of course, 4 valves per cylinder, like you get most cars these days with a 16-valve. But no, 5 valves per cylinder, 4-pot. Massive turbo, I think a Garrett KO4, which means this thing rips. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on my insurance to come round. February 10th is my renewal date. I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but that's the date. And until then, I can't really drive it. I managed to get day insurance to bring the thing back home, but other than that, I'm going to have to wait. Listen to that. That is sweet as a nut. I'm not sure how well you can hear me, but that thing has done 170,000 miles. It's just started on the button and sat on idle like nothing. Ah! Where this thing is going to need some work though is the exhausts. It doesn't sound bad, it sounds quite cool. It's an old school proper engine noise, very mechanical. You can hear the turbo spool up, quite cool. However, from the back, there's not much going on. And for a car with this sort of power, 4-wheel drive and a big turbo, I do want a bit of coolness, but listen to this. But for a £1,650 car, There's not much more you can ask for. It's got all the features you need of a modern car, while still keeping that old school, fun turbo-ness. It's a cool car, I think. Yes, of course, buying an Audi TT, you are walking into those hairdresser comments made by Jeremy Clarkson for years and years. But he loved the Audi TT too. It's easier to make fun of a thing than praise it. And that's why I love this car so much. It's just a cool car, and deep down, I think everyone really does quite like him. But yeah, the new car, the new Daily. Let's see what sort of modifications we can do with this one then. I'll see you all in the next one, where I'm actually going to take this thing for a drive. See ya.